Hello everyone, welcome to the 5-Minute Discovery channel. Let's explore a mysterious and cold land, Antarctica. In the next part of the video, we will delve into a bold idea that humans have dared to dream of, exploiting the precious resources here. An ideal that may have initially appeared only in fairy tales, but is now becoming a reality. Don't rush to skip, because this video will take you to the hottest issues about Antarctica. From challenges to opportunities, get ready for an exciting journey, where the desire to explore and protect nature meet. Antarctica, the mysterious continent located at the southernmost tip of the Earth, is famous for its freezing cold and stunning landscapes. With an area of up to 14 million square kilometers, this place is twice the area of the United States and Mexico combined. In particular, Antarctica has no government, which makes it a unique, wild and mysterious land. The giant ice block covers 98% of the area of Antarctica, with a thickness of up to 1.6 kilometers, which is the reason why this place is considered a giant iceberg. Antarctica contains up to 90% of the world's ice, and it is also a giant freshwater reservoir, accounting for 70% of the Earth's freshwater resources. The air here is so fresh that humans can hardly live, creating a quiet and wild scene. However, a worrying fact is that Antarctica is warming faster than anywhere else on the planet. If all this ice melted, sea levels could rise by up to 60 meters, a terrifying scenario that we cannot ignore. Climate change is a top concern, and Antarctica has become the center of important research. In particular, under the thick ice layer, scientists have discovered more than 300 lakes that do not freeze thanks to thermal energy from the ground. These lakes form a mysterious hydrological network, where there may be strange microorganisms that science has yet to fully explore. The cold feeling of Antarctica is not only the cold on the surface but also contains deep mysteries below the ice layer. Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth, is a mysterious and surprising world. Although it is covered in ice all year round, the summers here still bring sunlight, but it reflects off the ice surface, so Antarctica receives very little energy from the sun, with an average elevation of 2.800 meters above sea level. It is the highest continent in the world. During the summer, the temperature in Antarctica usually ranges from 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. But when winter comes, the landscape is plunged into darkness and the temperature can drop below -80 degrees Celsius. It is hard to imagine that, 53 million years ago, Antarctica was so warm that trees grew lush on the shore, with air temperatures reaching above 20 degrees Celsius. Antarctica is also known as the driest place on Earth. The low temperatures have frozen most of the water in the air, causing humidity to drop to unimaginable levels. Here you can find arid valleys, devoid of water or snow, known as the driest deserts on the planet. Antarctica was not discovered by humans until 1820, when it was considered a mysterious land in the southern part of the Earth. In 1911, Norwegian explorers became the first to set foot on the continent and planted their country's flag. Antarctica is the only continent without an indigenous population, but it attracts the attention of researchers from all over the world. They come here to search for new creatures, explore the planet's climate history, and monitor signs of a changing environment. In the middle of the last century, the Antarctic Treaty was signed, banning all military activities there and stipulating that the continent could only be developed for scientific and peaceful purposes. Antarctica is not just a cold land, but also a symbol of dreams of exploring and protecting nature. Antarctica, a unique international continent, is gradually becoming a destination for researchers from all over the world. There are currently about 70 research bases operating here, and the number continues to increase. Every year, about 1,000 scientists venture to Antarctica to conduct research in harsh conditions and isolated from the rest of the world. Only research that cannot be done anywhere else is considered enough reason to leave the freezing cold here. To work in Antarctica, you used to have to undergo some surgeries such as wisdom teeth extraction or appendectomy. This was a necessary precaution. Because medical treatment here is very difficult, members of the research team often had to remove these body parts to avoid possible risks. An interesting milestone in Antarctica's history was in 1978, when Argentines became the first citizens born here. This has raised many questions about the motives of the Argentine government when they sent a pregnant woman to Antarctica to claim ownership of the territory. Since then, only 10 more people have been born on this icy continent. Antarctica is not only a place of science but also a place of unique cultural activities. In 2013, the band Metanoia held the world's first concert here. With environmental protection measures being a top priority, the concert took place in a special dome, helping to preserve the ecosystem here while the audience enjoyed the music through headphones. Every year, about 40,000 tourists from all over the world come to Antarctica to experience the wild beauty of the icy continent. Interestingly, there are no time zones here. At the South Pole, all meridians intersect, creating a special sense of time that is unique to Antarctica. Antarctica, a magical continent, is not only famous for its freezing cold but also for its unique time zone. There are no time zones here, although scientists working here often have to follow the time zone of the country they come from. This sometimes causes many problems. Imagine a research station with members from many countries such as Chile, China, England and Argentina, each following their own time zone. Communication becomes more difficult than ever. Another interesting thing is that although there are no native residents, Antarctica still has 2 ATMs for visitors. It is unbelievable, but this is the only place on Earth where you can find ATMs in such a wild land. Antarctica is also famous for its adorable penguins. In harsh living conditions, where the cold is so cold that it cuts the skin, these birds have adapted and become symbols of the continent. There are up to 7 different species of penguins living here. In addition, if you look down at the surrounding sea, killer whales are the bosses here, living in groups of about 40. They not only hunt underwater prey but also hunt penguins, which are naturally abundant. It is worth noting that Antarctica is the only continent with no reptiles living here. This makes it even more unique. However, besides the beauty and wonder, a bold idea is being discussed: exploiting resources in Antarctica, with this being one of the driest and most water-scarce regions in the world. Countries like Australia are looking to Antarctica as a potential source of supply. It is really a battle between environmental protection and human needs. Antarctica is not only a cold continent but also a destination for bold ideas. Especially in resource exploitation, one of the richest countries on the planet, the United Arab Emirates, has outlined an ambitious plan: mining ice from Antarctica. They used satellites to find a giant iceberg, measuring 2 kilometers by 500 meters, and plan to tow it home. According to calculations, this iceberg can hold up to 76 million liters of fresh water. However, transporting such a large iceberg is not easy. The journey from Antarctica to Bay 34 is more than 8.00 kilometers long and can take about 10 months. Scientists involved in the project said that about 80% of the volume of the iceberg will be submerged, with only a small part of it above water. This means that melting ice along the way is not a major concern. Once the iceberg is pulled back, workers will convert the ice into fresh water, which will be stored in giant tanks. Not only will the project provide water for the Emirates, it will also create natural clouds, cooling the air. Moreover, it could become a tourist attraction, as visitors flock to admire the strange sight of the iceberg outside the bay. This bold idea has been in development since 2017 and is attracting the attention of the whole world. But along with big dreams, we also have to think about the impact of ice mining in Antarctica on our lives. As the ice in Antarctica melts, it will have huge consequences for the environment and the global climate. Thank you for following the story of Antarctica. If you find the content interesting, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next journeys around the world. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow.